Class 11th, Subject Physics, third chapter, Motion in a Plane. From the chapter, let us see what is a projectile and what is projectile motion. So let us see first what is projectile. An object thrown in air by making some angle with the horizontal and moving under the influence of Earth's gravitational field is called as a projectile. An object thrown in air by making some angle with the horizontal and moving under the influence of Earth's gravitational field is called as projectile. For example, when a cricket ball is thrown in air, then it will travel along a particular path and hence it will be considered as the projectile. Similarly, when a basketball is thrown towards the basket, it will act as a projectile. Similarly, if a bullet is fired from the gun, it will travel along a particular path and therefore it will be considered as the projectile. And the motion of the projectile is called as the projectile motion. So when any projectile is in motion, at that time its velocity will be having its two components, two perpendicular components. One component will be along x direction, that is in the horizontal direction, and the second component will be along y-axis, that is in the vertical direction, when the motion of that projectile takes place in two dimensions, that is in a plane. And therefore, if this u is the vector which lies in the xy plane, therefore we can resolve it into two perpendicular components as ux and uy. So as ux component is adjacent to this angle theta, therefore ux will be equal to u cos theta, and this vertical component will be parallel to this opposite side, therefore it will be u sin theta, where theta is the angle made by the initial velocity u with this direction of x-axis, that is horizontal direction. Now these components will be then written as the horizontal component of initial velocity u is written as ux equal to u cos theta, equation number 1. Similarly, the vertical component of initial velocity u is also given as uy equal to u sin theta, equation number 2. Now, if you consider the motion of that projectile, and at any instant of time t, at any time t along the path of that projectile, the component of velocity phi, that is along x-axis, that is phi x, will be given as phi x equal to ux equal to u cos theta. Now if you consider this component ux, that is equal to u cos theta, it will not be affected by any force or acceleration due to gravity, because acceleration due to gravity acts in the vertical direction and this component is in the horizontal direction. Therefore, along the trajectory, that is path of motion of that projectile, at each and every point this u cos theta will remain constant in magnitude as well as direction, and that's why at point O it is directed along x-axis, at point A it is along x-axis, at point P along x-axis, at point B it is along x-axis. But if you consider this vertical component, it will be affected by the acceleration due to gravity, because acceleration due to gravity will be directed in the downward direction and that projectile is moving in the upward direction. Therefore, as projectile moves up from point O to point P, at that time its vertical component of its velocity will go on decreasing and exactly at the maximum height, that is point P, that vertical component will become equal to 0 due to the acceleration due to gravity. And therefore here we can write horizontal component Vx equal to Ux, that is equal to u cos theta, equation number 3. At the same time t, the component of velocity phi along vertical axis, that is phi y, will be given as phi y equal to uy minus gt. So here this phi y will get decreased by this factor. Again, this is the product of acceleration due to gravity and time, therefore it will represent small part of velocity, and therefore phi y will get decreased by this factor, and so that uy minus gt, that is the value of phi y. It will be written as uy is equal to u sin theta and minus this gt, equation number 4. So this will represent the horizontal component of velocity, and it will represent the vertical component of velocity, which is decreased by factor gt. Now if alpha is the angle between the direction of motion of this projectile and the horizontal, if that angle is alpha, that is if alpha is the angle made by the direction of motion of the projectile with horizontal, then we can write tan alpha equal to, that will give us the direction of the motion of that projectile, that is tan alpha equal to phi y at t divided by phi x at t, phi y by phi x, that will be tan alpha. Now suppose t0 represents the time taken by that projectile to reach from O to P, that is maximum height. From O to P, when that projectile moves, at that time it takes time equal to t0. Now due to the symmetry of the trajectory of this projectile, we can say that the time taken by the projectile to reach to its maximum height, that is from O to P, will be the same so as to reach it to the ground, that is from P to Q. Now when the projectile is moving in the upward direction, its vertical component is directed in the upward direction, but when it comes down, at that time this vertical component is directed in the downward direction, and when it reaches to point Q, its component phi y will be similar to that of uy, and therefore we can say that at highest point P of the trajectory of that projectile, t is equal to t0, and at that time this vertical component phi y will become equal to 0, because only horizontal component ux is present here at point P, and this phi y component, as it is going on decreasing, at last at point P it will become equal to 0, and hence from equation number 4, from this fourth equation we can write phi y equal to 0, and therefore 0 equal to u sin theta minus gt0, u sin theta minus gt0, this t will be replaced by t0, or from this equation we can write gt0 equal to u sin theta, gt0 equal to u sin theta, and hence t0 will be equal to u sin theta upon g, t0 equal to u sin theta upon g, equation number 5. This equation gives the time taken by that projectile to reach its maximum height, that is at point P, from its original position. And now the total time in air. So for this path t0 is the time, for this path again t0 time will be there due to the symmetry of this trajectory of the projectile, and therefore the total time in air, that is the time for which that projectile remains in air, will be equal to capital T, that will be equal to twice of t0, and this time t, that is equal to 2t0, is called as time of flight of that projectile. So it is the total time taken by that projectile to complete its entire trajectory, and therefore this time t will be equal to 2 times of t0. Now if you consider the displacement of the projectile in horizontal as well as vertical directions at any time t, then we can write regarding the displacements, the displacement of the projectile in horizontal and vertical directions are given as, in the vertical and horizontal direction it will be given as respectively Sx, that is in the horizontal direction the displacement of that projectile will be equal to u cos theta into t. So u cos theta is one of the components of velocity and into time. So velocity into time, that will give us displacement, that is Sx, equation number 6. And now in this case the vertical direction displacement, that is displacement in the vertical direction, will be given as Sy equal to u sin theta t minus half gt square. Sy equal to u sin theta t, that will also represent the displacement, and minus gt square. So by this factor half gt square, this vertical displacement will get decreased, and therefore this equation will represent the displacement of that projectile in the vertical direction. Let it be equation number 7. Now we will have to find out the total horizontal distance covered by that projectile, and therefore the total horizontal distance traveled by the projectile in time capital T, that is time of flight, will be obtained as, so for the maximum horizontal range, that is for this r, maximum horizontal range r, that is the maximum distance covered by that projectile during its motion, we have from equation 7, from this equation 7 we can find the maximum horizontal range. So from equation 7, total horizontal distance traveled, first we will calculate. So total horizontal distance traveled, that is r will be equal to ux into t. So in this case we have to find out this r, and this distance will be calculated by velocity into time formula. So velocity along this is u cos theta, and time will be equal to capital T, and therefore we can write r equal to, that r, maximum horizontal range or horizontal distance covered, will be equal to ux into t, that is equal to u cos theta into 2t0. This t will be replaced by 2t0. This will be written as u cos theta as it is, and value of t0 will be kept here, that is u sin theta upon g multiplied by 2. So it is 2t0, that is 2u sin theta upon g, and therefore this will be written as u into u square we will get, and then 2 sin theta cos theta upon g. Therefore it will be written as u square 2 sin theta cos theta upon g. But this 2 sin theta cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta. 2 sin theta cos theta gives us sin 2 theta by formula in the trigonometry, and therefore we can write it as u square sin 2 theta upon g, equation number 8. U square sin 2 theta upon g, equation number 8. So this is the total horizontal distance covered by that projectile, and therefore now we will consider for maximum horizontal range. Now from this relation, the value of this equation will be maximum when the value of sin 2 theta is maximum, and we know that sine of any angle is having its maximum value equal to 1, and therefore we can write here sine 2 theta must be equal to 1 for maximum horizontal range, and therefore 2 theta will be equal to 90 degree because sine of this 2 theta is equal to 1. Then for 90 degree, that sine of its value is equal to 1, therefore 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, and as 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, theta must be equal to 45 degree. So theta is equal to 45 degree, and therefore we can say that the horizontal distance covered R will be equal to maximum horizontal distance, that is horizontal range R max will be equal to u square upon g, because that sine 2 theta is equal to 1, and it will be maximum when theta is equal to 45 degree, equation number 9. So from this relation it is clear that if any object is thrown by making an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal, then and then only the horizontal distance covered by that object will be maximum. So in order to throw any object to a maximum distance, it must be thrown such that it makes an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal. And then from equation 7 we will get sy equal to h. So for this, if you consider equation number 7, then that equation number 7 gives us sy equal to u sin theta t minus half gt square. This is the equation number 7, and therefore from this, if you consider the maximum height attained by that projectile, at that time that sy will become equal to h, that is this sy, that is maximum height attained by that projectile, sy will be equal to h, and therefore it will be written as h is equal to u sin theta into t0, u sin theta into t0, that t will be replaced by t0 minus half g t0 square, minus half g t0 square. Further it will be written as h is equal to u sin theta into u sin theta upon g, so that we will get as u sin theta into u sin theta upon g, this is the value of t0, minus half g into u sin theta upon g square, that is t0 square. Putting value of t0 we will get it, and therefore h is equal to u into u square, sin theta into sin theta, sin square theta upon g, and therefore this first term will become u square sin square theta upon g minus half, again square of this, that is u square sin square theta upon g square. From g square 1g will get cancelled with this g, and again we will get half u square sin square theta upon g. So here 1 u square sin square theta upon g minus half u square sin square theta upon g, that will be equal to half of u square sin square theta upon g, and therefore it will be written as u square sin square theta upon 2g, that is half of u square sin square theta upon g, and it will be equal to uy square upon 2g, because u sin theta is uy, and therefore it is written as uy square upon 2g, equation number 10. So this equation will give us the equation for maximum height attained by that projectile. Now, as the projectile starts its motion from x equal to 0, initially that projectile is thrown from this point O, that is from x equal to 0, and therefore we have Sx, that is displacement along x direction, will be equal to x, and Sy, that is displacement along y axis, equal to y. And therefore from equation 6 and 7 from the equations 6, that is Sx equal to u cos theta t and Sy equal to u sin theta t minus half gt square, we can write the equations for Sx and Sy. Sx equal to u cos theta into t, Sx equal to u cos theta into t, and therefore from this equation t will be equal to Sx upon u cos theta. Sx upon u cos theta, that will be equal to x upon u cos theta, because Sx is equal to x. And then Sy, displacement in vertical direction, will be equal to y, that is equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square from equation 7, and then that will be written as, this will be u sin theta into x upon u cos theta, that is the x upon u cos theta, that is the value of t, minus half g into x upon u cos theta square, that is t square. And then we can write y equal to, this sin theta upon cos theta will be equal to tan theta. This u will get cancelled, and therefore it will be only tan theta x minus half g upon u square cos square theta into x square. So square of this will be x square upon u square cos square theta, and therefore we will get minus half g upon u square cos square theta into x square, equation number 11. And this equation will represent the displacement of that projectile along y-axis, which is called as the equation of path of projectile. Equation of path of projectile, which is given as y equal to tan theta x minus half g upon u square cos square theta x square. If you consider this tan theta as constant factor as a, and this half g upon u square cos square theta as b, then the equation number 11 will be written as, this equation will be written as y equal to ax plus bx square, equation number 12. But this equation represents the equation of parabola, that is y equal to ax plus bx square, and therefore this equation number 11, that is equation of path of the projectile, will represent the equation of parabola, and therefore the motion of the projectile is always parabolic. So for this, that equation we will get for the trajectory of this projectile, and therefore when any projectile is in motion, at that time it will trace a parabolic path.